This is a significant deal for Boeing because they can sort of add another sort of milestone order to their backlog, especially for their 787, which is their sort of state-of-the-art wide-body jet, as well as potentially for the 777X, which is, again, a jet that Qatar Airways has ordered and is still to be certified. And so as airlines sort of look to the next generation of aircraft that they're looking to order, this is sort of, you're going to see these mega deals coming up where everyone's looking to sort of replace their current generation planes with newer models which are more advanced, better fuel economy. And that's sort of great for Boeing in terms of just building out that backlog and sort of selling out aircraft past the end of the decade.
What is the delivery time for something like this? Boeing has clearly had some operational and execution issues.
Exactly. I mean, Boeing's been struggling to deliver both the 787 as well as 737 MAX and get the 777X, which is their latest sort of generation aircraft, certified. So we're still not clear on the details for what the sort of intricacies of this Qatar deal are, but potentially these will sort of play out and go out into the next decade because, I mean, they've got a significant backlog of aircraft that need to deliver in the short term. So this is not going to be an aircraft deal that sort of happens in the next 2 or 3 years. It's going to be a drawn-out deal that goes into the next decade.
Well, stock market likes it. Stock's up 1.4% today. Boeing is hitting a 52-week high. It's up 16.5% year to date. So maybe Boeing's finally digging itself out of its hole from the last several years. So that kind of goes to the big question, Sid. It's all about production, getting planes off and people just say, like George Ferguson from Bloomberg Intelligence says, just focus on the 737 MAX deliveries. That's the number. Is there a sense that Boeing's making improvements there?
We have seen Boeing deliveries inch up, and they've had sort of a milestone in terms of just hitting better production levels on the 737. And we've heard from airline customers, including United Airlines yesterday, saying that the deliveries of 737 MAX are sort of going up, and they're waiting on the 787, which is the aircraft that we understand that Qatar Airways ordered. That's also going to be sort of key to getting production and profitability going.
What other kind of pitch can Boeing make to outstrip Airbus? Because in a duopoly market, and I appreciate that China has some smaller players, but if you're dealing with a duopoly, people got to buy your planes.
Exactly. I mean, we have a duopoly at the moment, and
does that change at all, you think?
It sort of has changed a little bit in terms of just there's a lot of politics behind aircraft orders again, and that's something that we've seen where Trump's been announcing these mega Boeing orders. I mean, yesterday he announced a deal for 30 planes in Saudi Arabia. And so there is a lot of politics attached to aircraft orders. But at the same time, both Airbus and Boeing are sort of sold out of aircraft until the end of the decade. So it is sort of, you're notching up all these orders, but at the same time, the biggest thing that airlines are talking about is, give me my plane, because that's really the biggest question, where airlines are saying that plane deliveries are delayed, and the Airbus has repeatedly talked about how supply chain issues continue to haunt the industry now 5 years after the pandemic.